In today's video, you're gonna learn how to turn a plate with hot mess Barbie into a stunner. That hit my cheek. Got a bit in my mouth as well. This is a beautiful rainbow hair Barbie. You can see the hair is messy. There is some dirt in it as well. Her body is quite dirty. You can see a stain over here. So we gotta fix all that. Let's hope for the best. Do you think we can turn her into a really pretty doll? Let's see. Stick with me to find out.
My name is Cord Thomas, and I am Lucie's husband and the editor behind psychoDOLLogist. And for the next few minutes while Lucie is washing this doll's hair, I'm going to be your commentator. Narrator for this part of the video before handing back over to Lucie.
Disclaimer. Please care for your dolls. This is how we wash and beautify our dolls, but we do not take responsibility for any damage to your dolls.
Alright, getting started, we can see Lucie taking the rubber bands off her doll's hair. Next, we can see Lucie washing the doll with warm water, making sure that the doll's hair is nice and wet before getting into the actual cleaning process. Now we're going to see her taking out her liquid dishwashing soap. We use liquid dishwashing soap because that's what we found works the best to get all the gunk and grime out of a doll's hair, especially if we don't know the history of a doll, like this one. And we want to massage all that dish soap into the doll's hair. We can see Lucie using a wonderful pink doll glove here on her left hand. She uses that so that the chemicals stay on the doll and doesn't get into her skin. So we can see her using her right hand to hold the doll and the left hand to wash with those different chemicals. This doll has a specific rooting, and so that's why she has split the hair into halves. Usually with any doll you're going to find that they have a certain part or a specific rooting that makes it easy to split the hair into two halves. So Lucie soaped up and massaged in the soap of the first part and now is going to move on to the second. And now she's pulling out her special Barbie doll sponge. Lucie now takes our doll mini sponge or regular sponge cut in half and soaps it up with that liquid dish soap and uses the soft side to get over the entire body with the soap, making sure to get into as many crevices and get all over the hard plastic, and uses only the soft side obviously with the face, making sure we don't scratch the doll or rub off her makeup. Now she's bringing out her dolly toothbrush. We want to use an old or special toothbrush to clean inside the... Oh dear, how am I going to explain this? Alright, I'm just gonna lay it out here for you. Into her groin ridges. It often gets dusty from clothes. And remember, we don't know where this doll has been. Bring back the mini sponge. We're now reusing the mini sponge, using now the rough side to get any grit and grime off of the doll, any extra things that we see. Again, making sure to avoid the face where we only want to use the soft side, don't want to scratch anything. But for right now, using that hard side to get as much of that grime off as possible. Lucie then rinses the doll, moving the arms and the legs all around to make sure to get as much of the soap off as possible, not leaving any soap left over on the doll. This is our Barbie mini spray bottle, filled with fabric softener. We use our fabric softener as a conditioner for doll hair in a mini spray bottle. We find that this works better than human conditioner. Spray and massage the fabric softener into the doll's hair. Watch out for the doll's face. Don't want to be getting fabric softener on the doll's face. Let it sit for at least 10 minutes and a maximum of 30 minutes because of the fumes it produces and because we want to keep the plastic healthy, not letting chemicals sit for too long. Alright y'all, that's it for me. Hope you've had fun, and I'm handing right back over to Lucie. Talk to y'all later.
Alright, here we are and ready to fix her hair. Let me first get a sip of coffee. Cheers. Okay, let's get into it, and I'm gonna show you what you're gonna need. So this is a professional Barbie hair conditioner. 99% of you guys will not have it, so you could use a human leave-in conditioner. You want to use something that then you're not going to wash away with water anymore. So that's this for me, and then we're gonna need, most importantly, this kind of brush. This is a tangle teaser. If you like the design, thank you. Well, I made it. Literally just use a really cute nail polish, 2 of them actually, like the lavender one and then the glitter one over it. Yeah, well, because we need this kind of hairbrush, you know, this is like really good and really gentle for the hair. And then we also need this kind of brush, but that one we're gonna use at the end to really brush it precisely. And we're also gonna use this Barbie brush from the 90s. Yeah, it's actually quite handy. Okay, let's get into it. So I usually like to take part of the hair, maybe like 1/4, if the hair is not too bad. So I took this half, split it into 2 parts, and now I'm going to spray there this leave-in conditioner. Okay, so it's sprayed, and now I just spread it, right? And then we brush the hair. So obviously we start from the bottom. What I like to do is I kind of like separate the hair a little bit also, so that it's kind of even, right? So we separate it a bit, and then I kind of put it on my palm usually, and I hold the hair in place and I brush. Why do I do it like this? I hold the hair because obviously I don't want to take out any more hair than necessary. Obviously some hair is going to fall off during this process, but being a perfectionist and having this sustainable approach, I just want it to be as few hair as possible. So that's why I work like this. And so in this manner, we're going to fix the entire head of hair. And so when I'm done with a section here, then I kind of move a bit more up. So always move from the bottom to the top. Maybe you know how annoying it can get when the hair gets stuck around the earring there like that. Can you see that? So that's when this wonderful 90s brush comes into play, because you can use this top part of it to kind of like get in there and get it out. Be careful, again, just work your way from down to the top and you'll be good. All right, I'm not done yet, but I just wanted to quickly show you how the beautiful combed hair looks compared to this hair I haven't touched yet. Wow, what a difference, right? Yep, beautiful. All right, now the 2 strands of hair are combed. So if you wanted to, you could just leave it as it is. We could style it back to the original hairstyle, or we can play with it a little bit more, because as you can see, there is still some evil hair around here, and I want to go further with this, so come along. We're back in the bathroom. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first make the section I'm gonna work with wet, because I want to make sure that the hair is, you know, like in one group, so to say. And then I take boiled water. I don't like to use boiling water that is like still boiling, if you know what I'm saying. I like to use maybe like 80 degrees. I just prefer to be on the more careful side. I take the doll and I just do my thing. I start at the bottom. I work my way up. So what this does is it forces all the hair into the right direction. So you always need to kind of think first, okay, what do I want to do? Which direction do I want the hair to go? And that's the kind of direction in which the boiling water has to flow, right? And then I use normal temperature water kind of to calm the stressed, heated up hair down, right? Alright, so that was the top section, and now we're gonna move on to the second section. We're basically gonna do the exact same thing. And what I want to do now is I want to reduce the drying time of the hair. So don't be scared. I'll do something quite drastic looking, but don't worry, everyone's safe around here. So I hold the head firm and I shake it out. Trust me, this is gonna remove a lot of the water. Why is it important to hold the head? Well, because you don't want to make the head wobbly, you don't want to hurt the neck, you want the doll to be safe. So I hold it like this, and let's do a few more rounds of this. Why am I holding my hand here? Well, because this is gonna increase kinda the pressure on the hair and more water is going to leave. Because I want to finish this video today for you guys, I decided to experiment a little bit. So here you can see the girl standing on one side of the sink, and then there's this fan on the other side. And I think you can guess what I'm trying to do over here. So I'm trying to make her hair dry faster. Let's see if it works. And a big disclaimer for you guys, please, the fan cannot be too close to the doll, because you know what could happen? Her hair could melt. Trust me on this, you want to have kind of like a meter in between the two, at the very least 60 centimeters for sure. The more you spread the hair, the faster it's going to dry. Here you can see the hair is already drying really nicely, and you might also want to kind of turn it around in a few minutes so that it dries out evenly and even faster like this. Then I want to take my pink scissors and just quickly cut off all these uneven ends, basically any hair that's kind of sticking out in a weird way. So the hair is glorious now, but here we have a pretty common problem, and that is that you wash the doll and still there are some stains that stayed. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take nail polish remover and a Q-tip, and you're going to try to remove it in that way. As you can see, the nail polish did remove it, but please be very careful whenever working with the nail polish removers, because some of them can be too strong and they can actually melt the plastic of the doll, and you don't want that to happen. What I like to do then is take a tissue that has some soap water on it, and then really well kind of remove any traces of the nail polish remover, because this chemical is not healthy. The dolls don't like it, they don't want it to stay on them for too long, so make sure to really get everything off. I decided to not give the doll her original hairstyle. Instead, I'm gonna go for these wonderful space buns that I did on this beautiful first extra doll. Who doesn't love some good space buns, right? So to make nice space buns, we gotta part the top hair in the middle, and let's do it. So we kind of start rotating, you know, and then we just do this. And that's nice, but kind of Japanesey. So I made a last minute change. I actually made 2 space buns in the front, simple ones, and then 1 braided space bun in the back, because it was just like too much hair, so only 2 space buns would be too large. So you really just make the easiest braid and then you turn it just like the other simple space buns. And now, are you ready for the grand reveal?
Ooh, I get to come back? Fantastic! Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the grand reveal!
voila! So what do you say? Do you think we managed to turn a hot mess doll into a stunner? Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like button if you think we did a good job. Let's have a look at the back as well. Basically, the hair you can see in the back is from the upper braided space bun. And why don't we give a little makeover to me as well for the evening? I just put down a bun that I was wearing all day. I got a bit of a curl. Nothing fancy, but it's a change. Alright you guys, that's it for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to like it and subscribe, because if you don't, you might never find this channel again, and that would be really sad because we have a lot of plans for this channel. So smash that subscribe button, and also if you have any comments or any questions, then let me know in the comments. Alright, be safe, be healthy, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye!